Welcome to Falls Count Anywhere. I am Anavrin316.
This is Varek.
We're going to talk about a couple of different subjects. Monday Night Raw, Jake the Snake, Southpaw Wrestling, Broken Skull IPA, and of course WrestleMania, which comes up in about
a week.
About 8 days, yeah. You're right.
It's really close.
It is very close. What are your plans?
I plan to sleep in and then I guess watch it because it starts at like 9 a.m. or something, right? Isn't it like a 23-hour thing? Yeah.
WrestleMania is all day, all week, according to the WWE.
I might not even sleep now that I think about it.
Go.
There's no sleeping in on that day.
No sleep till Brooklyn. Wait, that's SummerSlam.
That's nice. I was about to say no, isn't that? No. Good call.
So, as all of you might have known already, I will be at WrestleMania this year. Possibly
brag
next
about
year.
it. Humble brag. What?
Nah. We want you all to be there. I want Varek to be there. A couple of other.
I will absolutely not be there.
Yes, New Orleans next year. Let's do it. We can totally do it.
I'm not a fan of New Orleans, but that's neither here nor there. Go on.
All right, guys. Well, so a little bit about us. Anavrin316. I've been watching wrestling since I was a wee lad. A wee lad.
I love that wee lad comes out just because you're watching. Who's this fucking guy again? Finley or whatever the fuck his name is. Right.
Yes. Okay. So
why are we watching? Real quick, why are we
challenge? Yes, you watch WrestleMania every day until WrestleMania.
One a day until WrestleMania. So at this point, if you want to watch WrestleMania, what are we on? 33.
We are on 33.
All right. So if we're gonna watch WrestleMania 33 on Sunday, April 2nd, you will have to have spent literally an entire month watching a WrestleMania a day or two on Saturday and Sunday if you effed up during the week.
WrestleMania 60 seconds. I posted on our Facebook page.
Oh,
every day.
That's a plug.
So that is a plug. It is WrestleMania 25, which Varek and I have put on. Of course, this is the WrestleMania with Sir Shawn Michaels.
Sir Shawn Michaels.
Shawn Michaels.
United.
I'm channeling my Broken Matt Hardy.
Oh,
yes.
I was not aware that we were supposed to be channeling anything.
Yes.
I'm sorry. Every time I don't know. I know fuck all about Broken Matt Hardy, but what I do know is that he talks about the Meek Mayhem. The Meek Mayhem, yes, and I'm intrigued actually.
Meek Mayhem, Mr. McMahon.
Yes, actually, Vince McMahon is who he's referring to when he says that. Again, I know fuck all about that, other than he says Meek Mayhem, and he's got Brother Nero. Apparently,
yes, Brother Nero.
They have currently the ROH Tag Team Championship.
Yes, and they still have the TNA Tag Team Champions.
So they have two tag team titles.
I'd be interested if they put it. They do like a throw in the trash kind of thing. Maybe if they show up WrestleMania, Monday Night Raw, we don't know.
I see what you're saying, but I much prefer the idea that they hold them reverently because it's such a contrast to what's been done in the past. I would love the idea if these guys strutted into WWE with both those titles, much like the Dudleys when they had... The Dudleys were the ones who consolidated them, right?
Correct.
So, and this is back in the day. Sorry, I'm kind of old. So, I love the idea that they would come into WWE with these effing belts and boom, win either the SmackDown or Raw or both. You don't know. They're broken. They could be on both. Like, look, all I'm saying is we don't know what the hell's going on with the broken Hardys. And apparently, I don't know. I don't know about all this talk. I'm just going to refer to it as talk when we hear the rumor mill spinning up. The dirt sheets are going crazy. If they're flying everywhere, they're all over the place like Captain America's running through an office building and they're just kicking up for no reason. That's a Winter Soldier talk. I'm sorry. That is really old too. I just realized how old that movie is at this point.
Right? Felt like yesterday.
It does feel like yesterday because that's a fucking phenomenal movie. Massive
awesome.
Tangent. Going back. Papers. Dirt sheets. We're talking about rumors.
Broken Matt Hardy.
We really shouldn't.
Brother Nero, yes.
Because it's just talk. It's just talk.
Just talk.
But it's interesting to speculate as to where it could go. And I'm going to tell you right now that the Hardys, even though I know fuck all about them, I would like to see it on WWE TV. And why? Because some of that shit, in and of itself, I think is broken. It doesn't work. We'll get into that. And you know what? This is a perfect segue. And again, I shouldn't have pointed that out because then it makes it not a segue. But we're actually talking about specific things. The Hardys were not one of them.
We were not.
No, we were talking about WrestleMania. Even
the WrestleMania Challenge, which
yes,
at the very end, you watch it every day.
It's
WrestleMania, WrestleMania 33 comes up. You're set.
You're flush.
You're set.
You know what's going on.
You have the You and I have some history at that point.
Do we?
So yes, we do. Varek and I met in high school. It was our sophomore year,
and that was a lot longer ago than I would like to admit.
Oh yes, we're not gonna.
No, we're not delving into that at all today.
No, we're not.
But you said high school, sophomore year, correct?
Sophomore year, 2000. Well, we don't want to give away our age here.
And you really just threw it out there. Nah. You're all 2000, baby. Fuck you, people. No, that was a long time
ago. People don't know math.
People do not know math. This is true. They'll have to get their iPhones.
Yeah, you won't do. Yeah, exactly. The people with Samsung, you're good. You're good.
The Androids, they've got an app for that. There's an Android app for everything.
There you go. So, as I said, me as a young lad, Varek and I were in the same class, and the teacher there, very laid back teacher.
I would say it exactly like that. Weren't you drawing like penises on his chalkboard every day and shit like that?
Peni.
Plural. My bad.
Yes.
I forgot. I didn't take Latin.
Varek and I just, that was 2000, WrestleMania 2000. We're going with Mick Foley, Triple H, The Rock, and
Chris Jericho. Chris Jericho was big.
But no, I'm talking about the main event.
Oh, at
that
WrestleMania?
Fatal 4-Way.
2000?
Yeah.
Oh, they pulled Chris Jericho and put Big Show in.
Big Show. Oh, that's right.
Chris Jericho was on the promo shit. And that was one of the problems that I had. And I'm going to throw this out there. I watch recaps and lists and shit on YouTube, just like everyone else. And I was shocked to find that my memories of Chris Jericho being in a WrestleMania event before, 18 or 19 or whatever it was with Triple H, I was like, didn't that already happen? Didn't he already headline a WrestleMania? No, not at all. He did not. Because they pulled his ass from the match. And look, I'm not mad at the Big Show being in there, because the Big Show is like the mother of all jobbers. It's fantastic. This guy can work. He's a monster, which is what Vince McMahon loves. Vince McMahon loves him big sweaty men. And he is the biggest and sweatiest of the men in WWE right now, and has been for a really long time, so I don't begrudge him that. But I, again, shocked to find out, no, Chris Jericho wasn't in there before. And he should have been, because he's fantastic. But yes, this was WrestleMania 2000, the main event. That was the year that we met.
That is the year we met.
That was not the first WrestleMania that I saw, though.
No, and, after that, Varek and I, we watched a couple of more WrestleManias after that. What was that?
We did. That became the beginning of a beautiful friendship.
It was. I specifically remember 19. 19, we went to his cousin's house, and it was 19. And this was the cool thing. Hey, let's go watch WrestleMania 19. He already had me hooked. Number 2, we have a pool table.
My cousin was totally down with hosting us for WrestleMania 19. And that was actually our senior year at that point, right? Like, that was literally before I moved away.
It was.
Yeah, that was a fantastic day. I remember having to prep, though. I had to clean their house and help them move everything. That was prom weekend. That was setting up for WrestleMania 19. And to be honest, that was one of the better memories I have of high school. Was not because I missed prom. Not because I was, at my cousin's house cleaning up and prepping shit. It's because, when we all got together, that was fantastic. There were, 10, 12 of us there. We had tons of pizza, chilling there. This is when Pizza Pros was a thing. I don't think anyone below the age of 25 knows what that means.
Pizza Pros was the
doesn't matter.
It was the tits,
but it was fantastic. We had tons of pizza. We're watching some wrestling, a big screen TV before everyone had one. This was literally a rear projection screen. Google that if you don't know what it is. I'm not going to explain.
Right. This is the WrestleMania of Brock Lesnar and
Kurt Angle.
Yes. Chris Jericho
and
HBK, which you and I,
Show Stealer,
and I had this little rivalry right there going, because I was like, HBK, and you're like,
I'm gonna tell you right now, I wasn't even that big a Chris Jericho fan leading into it, but hitting there, I think, is when I realized, holy shit, Chris Jericho is one of my favorite wrestlers ever. Right. And he's been since, rightfully so, I think. But that was fantastic. Finally getting back to our tangent, or from our tangent, WrestleMania 19, fantastic. High school was good memories. That's about when I started watching wrestling myself. This is Varek, for anyone who can't tell our voices apart. Because I just listened to a recording. I could not tell our voices apart. You laugh, but I'm serious. It literally started at, I think about, literally, WrestleMania 15. A buddy of ours had introduced me to just a tape. He got the pay-per-view, recorded it, and gave it to me. I'd never watched a day of wrestling. I didn't know what the fuck was going on. But I watched WrestleMania 15 and fell in love. Not just with wrestling, but specifically with The Rock. He became my favorite wrestler immediately, and it went from there. But it persisted through high school. Up until I got to college. I think a year in is when I finally dropped off. So after WrestleMania 20, but I got a good 5 years. I got a real good 5 years is what I'm saying, into it before I stopped watching. And I took a long break, and I don't know if many people do this. From what I can understand is a lot of people might do it, but they take a long break afterwards because it's almost silly. You certain things come to realization, to fruition. You're just like, oh shit, I've just thought about this and that doesn't make any sense. Sometimes you step away from it and come back with different eyes. And I did, but I can't remember exactly when I came in. It was really late. It was like 2012, 2013.
It was around the Kane, Daniel Bryan, Hell No.
I do remember Team Hell No. That was one of the earliest memories I have coming back into it.
I want to say it's 2012.
Let's pretend it's 2012. That literally means I took a hiatus for like 9-10 years almost. That's when I came back into it. And I've been watching pretty regularly since, with Anavrin, actually.
Yeah, there's a lot of new content. 205 Live.
Absolutely, there is a lot of content.
NXT, we started watching right about that time, too.
Yeah, I think I started watching it somehow, maybe not earlier than you, but I think I went back and watched episodes leading up into where you introduced me to it, because I knew a lot of stuff you didn't going into it. Like, as we were watching it, like a Royal Rumble entry, all of a sudden Rusev comes in and I got really excited. Everyone's like, who the fuck is Rusev? And I was like, oh shit. When fucking Big E joined Dolph Ziggler, I was like, oh shit, it's Big E! And you fucking...
Give me 5.
Give me 3 ain't enough, man, I need 5. So,
there you go.
And if no one's... Okay. We gotta pretend that the listeners aren't completely devoid of wrestling.
Oh, they can check
knowledge.
it back. You know, they can check it back on the WWE Network for only
$9.99. And all I'm saying is we're not getting paid for this, so
that was a cheap plug.
No, that was a cheap plug. That was straight up free. All right, so that's me. I've been watching since high school. He's been watching since you've been watching earlier than that.
The reason I started watching, like I told you, I was maybe like 4 or 5.
So you were like watching Hulk Hogan and Doink the Clown and shit.
Doink the Clown, Ultimate Warrior,
Lex
Ted
Luger,
DiBiase,
Jake the
Junkyard
Snake.
Dog. All right,
we were talking about, you've seen a bunch of old school people like Hulk Hogan, Doink the Clown. You were familiar with Lex Luger, Jake the Snake.
Glad you mentioned that, Varek.
Oh, I'm glad you liked that, Anavrin.
So I did see Jake the Snake Roberts.
Jake the Snake Roberts.
On this past week, actually.
Absolutely, that's fantastic. I remember getting the invite like a day ahead and saying, "Woo, can't make that."
It was pretty good.
I can imagine. I actually felt a little bit of remorse, not just telling you no, because I didn't go, but that I was going to miss it, because I could tell this was going to be something special.
I attended Jake the Snake Unspoken Word Tour. Unspoken as in these tales were never meant to be told to the public, but Jake doesn't give a shit.
Much like your prom, I didn't get laid, but...
Exactly.
Right.
Alright, so we started off with our local MC, Rob Jenkins. He was warming up with the crowd with some jokes, some magic tricks, one including a fellow subscriber of mine,
go on.
Miss WWE13, and her girlfriend. She was there too.
I am very aroused by this statement, but I'm going to let it pass. Go on.
Alright, well, the next act was very entertaining. It was a very funny man called Alex Kool-Aid Ansel. I think you would actually like him.
I mean, you say that, but I was already interested in the magic guy at the beginning. Rob Jenkins?
Rob Jenkins.
Right? That was actually, like, I didn't want to, like, harp on it, because what good does a magician do to, like, a podcast? I'm like, we couldn't explain what he was doing. That's not important. Don't go into it.
Well, that's the thing. He They actually need to go to the show to find out.
Does he have a YouTube channel?
Possibly.
Are you going to link that shit? We might link that
No,
shit.
I'm not.
Okay, we're not going to link that shit. But go on. So,
Well,
Rob
anyways.
Dickens, fuck that guy. But Ansel
Kool-Aid.
Adam? Oh.
Kool-Aid.
He calls himself Kool-Aid?
Yes, he is actually, he's a
Very
very hefty,
rotund?
he is a very hefty fella. He is doing the DDP yoga, which Jake the Snake got him into.
Now, I gotta ask this. You say he's a rotund fella. Is he like, Kevin Owens' stature?
No,
Or-
okay,
no.
so
Nope.
this is his words, not mine. It would be more of a Mama Cass? Not Mama Cass.
Mama June?
Mama June.
Oh, no.
He did a Mama June.
Look, I'm more upset that I
impression.
knew that than you were for bringing it up.
I'd say that is exactly what he did. So we got the crowd engaged with some jokes about El Paso, his size, and the occasional wrestling.
Did we ever bring
joke.
up that we're in El Paso?
Right here in El Paso, Texas, home of Eddie
Eddie
Guerrero, Sir Eddie Guerrero, and Chavo.
Look, man, like
Chavo Guerrero.
you gave me home of, and a million things ran through my mind, and I knew you didn't want me to
Chicos.
say any of them.
Yeah.
So I was like, yes, Eddie Guerrero. Eddie Guerrero was born and raised here. He's fantastic. Was
Yes.
fantastic. Excuse me. God rest his soul. He was
Rest
an
in
awesome
peace.
guy. But yes, I was like, nope. Just going through that fucking list in my head. I feel really shitty right now that I didn't think of Eddie Guerrero immediately. This is a fucking wrestling podcast, and I didn't come up with Eddie Guerrero immediately. I might as well just slit my wrists and walk out. I'll be back.
Done.
No,
All right. Well, he's slitting his wrist.
all right,
I'm
so
gonna go
this
ahead and
fucking
tell
guy
you.
Kool-Aid, he's doing DDP yoga, and
He is doing DDP yoga. Now, he was a little bit bigger. He was saying he
a little bit bigger. He was a lot
yeah,
bigger.
he was a lot.
Was this guy still 400 pounds?
I did not get his weight.
Look, man, all I'm gonna say is I don't give a fuck. Like when 300-pound people tell me they lost weight, that doesn't mean shit to me until they look less than 300 pounds. And as an asshole who looks barely under 3 pounds, I can tell you it's fucking hard, but it doesn't matter to me until then. Go on.
All right. Well,
Do you want me to yell fuck that guy again? Because I'll yell it again.
no, he actually had some segments where you were supposed to yell "fuck that guy." So that's funny enough.
That's
You might
my
not.
kind of guy, actually. I'm gonna give him a thumbs up. What's his name? Ansel Adams.
His name is Axel.
Axel.
Nah, just
I
kidding.
feel like an asshole. What?
It's Alex Kool-Aid
Alex Kool-Aid
Ansel.
Ansel.
There you
So I fucked up not twice, probably 3 times at this point.
There you go. Alex
Alex
Kool-Aid
Kool-Aid
Ansel.
Ansel. I will remember that. I'm not gonna remember that, but that's good. Go on.
All right. Now it's time for the main event. Jake the Snake Roberts.
Now I gotta tell you again, I was never young enough. Well, when I was young, like he said, his dad used to put it on Saturday afternoons or whatever it was. My dad would do the same, except he always managed to put it on when Doink the Clown was on, and I
wow.
was terrified of clowns already. And this asshole would beat Lex Luger with a cast that he had on his arm. Terrified of clowns. I'm still terrified of clowns to this day. That's fine. All I'm saying is my dad's interest in wrestling had the exact opposite effect on me. I'm not watching wrestling at this point. That's why it took me until I was 30 years old or whenever it was that I started watching wrestling.
There are no clowns on there now.
No, now, then that's why I watch it. Go on. So,
All right. So yeah, Jake the Snake took the stage. He tells us a couple of stories,
sexy stories.
sexy stories of IRS,
Oh shit!
Macho Man Randy
Oh
Savage.
shit! Was it the one with Stephanie?
No.
Okay,
No.
because I would pay good hard money for that one.
Kamala
Less money for that one. Go on.
and the ravishing Rick Rude.
Oh shit! Rick Rude. Look, he's being inducted into the WWE Hall of Fame.
This Friday actually, right?
He is, and I think that I've got my facts right. I'm pretty sure he's got his facts right. And yes, he is being finally inducted into the WWE Hall of Fame. Now, and this is just a quick tangent, think that it's well deserved. Because even though he was fairly silent at the time, I wouldn't know much about this either way. Just so you guys know. We'll delve into this later. DX, founding member?
Yes, he is.
Absolutely
Not a lot of people
is.
think that.
No, not a lot of people think that, and I don't really begrudge them because, I mean, what the fuck do I know about DX? Again, check the timeline. When did I start watching it? When did DX happen? You'll know. So, No, I believe he should be. And even then, just watching like again, plug for WWE Network, watching some of the older stuff when you see this cat show up and you're like, oh, look at that. He did this, he did that, he was, what? Yes, absolutely, he deserves to be in the WWE Hall of Fame.
I'm not going to take a lot from Jake's show, so...
No, if you want it, you should go see it.
Give him
plug.
No, he's still on tour.
Yeah, absolutely. Tour. He is still on a tour. If you guys are interested in seeing some crazy shit, go see stuff like Mick Foley in person. That guy tours. Go see Jake the Snake. He's on tour. Jim Ross. He knows his... Fucking... Look, just because I didn't go doesn't mean people shouldn't go. I am a broke fuck is what I'm saying. Everyone should throw money at these guys. Don't throw money at us. You can't even do it at this point. Doesn't matter. But throw money at those cats. Those cats did something. They saw something. You can garner something from them.
All right, so we're going to go into some Monday Night Raw.
Ugh. Go on. I said, ugh. Go on.
Exactly. What's that about?
You sound excited about being like, we're talking about Raw. Look, man, I'm not excited about Raw.
Peeps need to know what's going on.
The peeps do need to know what's going on. If I had to yell what's going on, peeps, this is what's up. Alright, so I'm not watching Raw. This is very, very important. Because I don't want to plug something that I don't believe in. And I have lost faith in Raw. This is not something that everyone feels, nor should they. I'm just saying my opinion. You can love Raw, and there's tons of reasons to love Raw. But I'm gonna tell you right now, I don't like Raw. I don't love Raw. I don't want to watch Raw. Now you really care about this because you want to talk about Raw, right?
I want to go over what happened at Raw.
He wants to go over what. All right, so you want to go over what happened at Raw? Look, you want to go over what happened at Raw. That's fine. I'm not watching Raw. Do you care to hear why I'm not watching Raw?
Why aren't you watching Monday Night Raw?
Why am I not watching Monday Night Raw? Okay, so I've got a list here, but I'm just going to go off the top of my head, because fuck it. So, the first thing I have is, I think the most obvious, is the talent is misused, misbooked. Just straight up, dude. Like, nothing infuriates me more than seeing, like, KO fucking losing his championship to Goldberg. I know there are tons of people who watched WCW fucking like 15 years ago and going, oh, Goldberg is phenomenal. He's like unbeatable. Fuck that. Goldberg is a 50-year-old man beating Kevin Owens in 20 seconds. He's getting pushed. He's got creative behind him. That doesn't matter to me. I'm watching wrestling every week. If you want to make Kevin Owens like someone that everyone can enjoy, and I'm just going to put that in quotations because, not everyone's going to enjoy Kevin Owens. I'm just saying, you want to make Kevin Owens a big deal, don't make him lose to Goldberg in 20 seconds.
Make him look strong.
Make him look strong. That's the meme. Look, dude, you want to make Goldberg look strong? That's fine. Look, again, I'm not gonna say they shouldn't do it. My biggest gripe is that you're doing it at the expense of people like me, for people who haven't seen wrestling in 10 years. People are watching wrestling and going, oh shit, Goldberg's still wrestling? Yeah, and he's the Universal Champion.
Okay, so let me stop you right there. What about that outside perspective? Bring that wow factor in. We're in WrestleMania season, so
WrestleMania.
Yeah, so people want to see like, hey, I'm gonna see WrestleMania because Goldberg is the champion, and Goldberg is gonna face who? None other than Brock Lesnar.
Look, man, I hate both those fucking guys. Like, I'm not gonna lie. I'm not even gonna mince words. I was never a big Brock Lesnar fan. I almost jumped on that bandwagon when he first came in like 2002. Almost. I was like, whoa, who's this guy? But then he left right afterwards. I think the last WrestleMania I saw was literally 20 when he fought Goldberg, and I was like, wow, this is bad. So I'm literally jumping, not even on the bag when I was almost about to jump on, and I saw what was happening, and I'm like, no, fuck that. I'm not going to jump on this.
Kind of sounds like a reboot.
almost sounds like a reboot. Because you know what? You ask yourself, is this going to be any better than the original? Maybe. Who can say? But probably not. I mean, you look at Ghostbusters. Yeah, no. Ghostbusters, the 1978 or whatever original one, 1980 something. Fantastic movie. Really fun, I think. Really dry humor. I love it. And I think you'd be hard-pressed to find someone who doesn't love the original Ghostbusters. You watch the new one, and it's not necessarily shitty. It's just not as good. What do you do? Well, look, even if you think it's bad, which I don't begrudge you for thinking at all. I didn't think it was great, to be honest.
I fell asleep twice.
I'm not mad at that either. I saw it in the theater, so I had to stay awake because we paid good money. I saw it for my birthday this past year. Wow. So it's like, wow, that's,
I'm sorry.
Thanks, man. But I started the Draft House, so... Free plug for Alamo Draft House. It's fantastic.
It's fantastic.
Yeah, thank you. I'm just going to use a different adjective because he went with fantastic. Phenomenal. There you go.
Phenomenal.
Absolutely. Thank you. And so there you go. I mean, like, look... It's like you look at those two properties and you're like, wow, like, why do that? This one, it's like a rehash. Can it be better? Well, at this point, it's the inverse of Ghostbusters. The first one was really shit. Shite. Whatever you want to put to it. It's garbage. The first Lesnar versus Goldberg match was what people wanted to see and was absolutely horrible. This one, I think maybe, is something that not a lot of people care about. That you see someone like Goldberg winning in like 20, 30 seconds, and he's got Lesnar's number. Is Lesnar going to let that happen again? Operating from a just straight up observer standpoint, that can't happen. Right? Massive question marks at the end. It can't happen again. Lesnar's got to win this one, right? He's got to prove it to himself. He's got to prove it to the world. He is, in fact, better than Goldberg. He's got to beat someone who's like 20 years his senior. He's got to do it. He's absolutely got to do it. But that doesn't interest me. That doesn't make me care. Because Goldberg wasn't even in WWE when I was really watching. He was in WCW. He was the competition. Lesnar was after I started watching. After I cared to watch anymore. Like, he was at the very tail end of my viewing experience. So I don't give an F about either of them.
Alright, so you're going off of maybe... at this aspect, the last 20 minutes of Raw. Because, you know, they hold everything till the end with Brock.
I don't even care about that. So, this is the key point here. I don't care about Raw. I don't care to watch Raw. I don't care to keep up with Raw. Goldberg is now the Universal Champion, which means that one of my favorite wrestlers, Kevin Owens, is knocked down the card. Which is fine. It happens. My problem is, again, talent is being misused. They're being misbooked.
Which talent?
Specifically, you got Kevin Owens being jobbed out to Goldberg, a 50-year-old man. That's fine.
Which has happened how many times in WWE?
Look, man, I don't want to get into like Hulk Hogan and whatnot. Like, we're not going to go into that. All I'm saying is, like, you've got that going. You've got Roman Reigns being pushed to be like the babyface. No one gives an... Okay, look. How many times can I curse? Because honestly...
Make him look strong.
Make him look strong. Fuck Reigns, dude.
Yeah, we got that joke going. I'm sorry.
Look, man, I don't even hate Reigns. I actually have a Roman Reigns t-shirt, which I'll totally wear. I don't hate Roman Reigns. I hate that he's constantly being pushed as a babyface. Make him a heel already. Make him not just someone strong.
Which I think that they're doing with this WrestleMania. The Undertaker is ultimately...
it only took like 2 years to get to this point. It only took 2 years of us rolling our eyes going, God damn it. Make him a heel. Make him a heel. If you're going to make him beat Undertaker, he is straight up going to be a heel. And that's fine. I'm not mad at that. I'm just saying, as of right now, as it stands, what the fuck are you doing? You've got Roman Reigns going. You've got Sami Zayn dropped to like lower mid-card. Not even upper mid-card. He's lower mid-card. And you know who's fighting him? Past 2 weeks? Samoa Joe. Who is where? Lower mid-card. He is fucking lower mid-card with Sami Zayn. Make them strong. Not Roman Reigns. Them. Make them strong. SmackDown has the idea where, okay, look, we'll give it 50-50, but at least they give people moments to shine. I don't think you get people moments to shine here. You've given Samoa Joe 2 chokeouts or whatever. And again, I say I don't know because I'm not watching Raw anymore. I saw the first one when Samoa Joe came out. Fucking, you can laugh out loud.
I'm sorry, I'm laughing.
I
the shit out
know
of
you
that
were
one.
laughing, but you leaned away. Look, the first one Samoa Joe came out in, he's like, "Hey, I'm gonna choke the fuck out of Sami Zayn." Okay, and that makes him look like a monster.
Seth Rollins.
And Seth Rollins! He fucking injured Seth Rollins again! You've got him coming out 3 weeks in a row looking like a monster, but you've had the same fucking matches. Which, you know what? Leads me to my next point of why I don't watch Raw. Because it's the same fucking matches. The same matches over and over again. You've got the Women's Championship being decided between, what? Charlotte and Sasha Banks for like a month. Over and over again. Then you've got Bayley coming out and going over and over again against her. Look, I'm not mad at them showing the same matches again. I'm mad that they're not different stipulations. I'm mad that there's not different outcomes. You know what? Let's just wait until the pay-per-view to make it seem like it means something. That's not the case. That is not what's going on at all.
So you don't feel that there's a good build up towards it.
I think that they build up and then they just straight up chump out. Like there's a way, like they're getting wishy-washy, and it's like there's no reason for them to do that at all. It's like, be ballsy with it. I think that the times they've been ballsy have ended in folly. Case in point, real quick, because I mentioned the women's division, Bayley taking the championship from Charlotte. It's like, look, you're gonna have her do that, but you do that before WrestleMania. Why don't you make her not only winning the championship, but beating Charlotte's winning streak at pay-per-views mean something? Take it away from her at WrestleMania. That's when it hurts the most. That's when it means the most to Bayley. That's when it should happen. But you know what? Because of smarky smarks like myself, they're like, nah, we're not gonna do it. Look, fuck me, and fuck the people like posting all over the internet. Do what you think is right, but do it when it means something.
And you know what? I've seen that over the past 2 years.
Mm-hmm.
Especially last year. There was a lot of matches that we were thinking, this is going to be WrestleMania caliber. But
Right.
it actually became to Fastlane or even Royal Rumble at that aspect. People were like, oh, we're going to see this match. We're going to see this match. And it came out to that. Now, from what we're seeing is they'll give you a preview in Royal Rumble or Fastlane, and then you will see it at WrestleMania. But there'll be stipulations at that point.
Again, stipulations, fine. I'm okay with that. I'm more worried about the idea that they're like, we'll just show the same thing over and over again, and people are going to watch it. They showed Kevin Owens for like fighting Sami Zayn, 2 or 3 times, and they were like, you're never going to see it again. Then we saw it 2 or 3 more times.
And house shows from this weekend.
And look, let's pretend that we don't understand house shows. That they're fucking black magic. Oh. We're never going to see house shows.
Whoa. House shows we can talk a little bit about. House shows are, you know what? I feel they're a little bit where the wrestler can just give everything that they have on the mic. Because on Raw, SmackDown, 205 Live, etc., they're on a script. Here, they're like, they can say whatever they want. And the perfect cases are the one that you and I both went to, which was herein.
Absolutely. I mean, like you said, at house shows, they have a lot of leeway to play with the mic, to have fun with the crowd. And I think it was, I don't remember what year it was, but a house show in like our junior year, we both went to go see the show. Not together, but separately. And we both saw like the same promo. It was fantastic. Friggin' Ric Flair comes out with Batista, right? Because they're part of Evolution at this point. So it has to have been our junior or senior year at this point. Excuse me. And so we see this match. There are a ton of things that happen. The Hurricane is going on at this point. Look, the Hurricane was fantastic. I don't give a shit. He was dabbing before even the coolest motherfuckers nowadays, alright? So, the Hurricane's, he's balls out one of the best things going on at this point. He comes out. I'm happy to just see him. My little sister, who I took, is happy to see him. But who does he actually point to? He points to someone in one of the first 2 or 3 rows wearing like a friggin' hurricane mask. And who is this cat pointing at when he's on the corner? Not me. Who is he pointing at, Adrian?
Anavrin.
He's... Oh, my bad. Oh, you gotta bleep a motherfucker at that point. And Anavrin is getting pointed at straight up out of the gate. It's fantastic. I'm like, who is he pointing at? Doesn't matter. Not to me. But that's what I'm saying, is we've got that going on. They again, crowd interaction is a big deal. But then, like I said, Ric Flair comes out with Batista, and I'm like, oh shit, that's awesome. What does he do? He's literally walking out, and someone is straight up booing and like pointing thumbs down right in his face in the front row.
To Ric Flair.
Ric Flair is not having it. Woo! Woo! Straight up not having it. He's like, alright, he kind of nods, but keeps walking around the ring with Batista. They get in the ring, and what happens? Ric Flair grabs a mic. I'm not expecting a promo from Ric Flair. No one's expecting a promo from Ric Flair. Why? Ric Flair doesn't have a promo. Ric Flair is going to tear into someone.
This is ad-lib.
This is ad-lib. Because what does he do? He grabs the mic, and he's like, hey, look, I'm in Texas. We're all in Texas, and we are home. We are in the home of, what is the exact quote? Because I think it's something along the lines of, we're in the home of steers, but why do I only see one queer? And he's totally taking a line of like, Full Metal Jacket. But I'm like laughing because he not only says it, he points to the one dude talking shit to him in the front row. And I'm just like, holy shit. This takes sports entertainment to like a whole new level. Not because it's necessarily great entertainment. Not because I like think that that's like the right way to point someone out by, questioning their sexuality. Just because he's like, I can have fun with this one a-hole who's totally poking at me the entire entrance. And that's great. That's fantastic. House shows, like Anavrin said, they are phenomenal. They're fun. If you have a chance to go see a house show, I say go over there as opposed to watching like SmackDown or Raw. Again, we could go back to my hate on Raw at this point. But I think that house shows are the way to go. Not just because of the crowd interaction, but because of the things you might see.
So, at that point,
yes,
if you're not going to be watching Raw, what are you going to be watching? Are you going to be watching some Southpaw?
Oh my God!
Regional wrestling.
We're hustling it along. I had tons of reasons to fucking hate Raw at this point, but we'll go on to like fucking Southpaw Regional Wrestling. Look, I'm gonna tell you right now, Southpaw Regional Wrestling is one of the funniest fucking things I've seen in a really long time. Not just in wrestling either. I don't know if I've gone to like a movie that's labeled a comedy and laughed as hard as I did at the 4 episodes of Southpaw Regional Wrestling?
4 episodes.
4 episodes of fantastic, not just TV, and I'll put that in quotations, but like anything that's going on there. Now, we've got like tons of notes because it's just friggin' hilarious. I suggest anyone who hasn't seen Southpaw Regional Wrestling immediately stops what they're doing, which is probably listening to this, and watches Southpaw Regional Wrestling.
Go ahead and put us on pause.
Pause it.
Yes. So, what it is...
Stop. Alright, are you back? Alright, you're back. So, now that you paused it.
So, Southpaw, what it is it's a 1980, late 80s.
It says it's a found footage.
Found footage.
Yeah. Look, how the fuck did they find a VHS player at this point? Because I know I've got one in my garage somewhere.
You have one, and I have one.
So we both have. That's okay. You know what? 100% of people.
Vince obviously.
Vince has. That's 3.
He has
that is literally 100% of people we've thought of now have a VHS player. So there's nothing wrong with this. Everyone can watch this, and even if you didn't have a VHS player, boom, it's on YouTube. Go check it out. Southpaw Regional Wrestling. Now, it is on a VHS. It claims to be found footage from 1987, I believe it says 87? It was. Now, why does that matter, Adrian? Anavrin, excuse me. Cut it. Anavrin, why does that matter?
It matters because...
It absolutely does not matter,
it matters.
You think?
It matters because this is the regional time of wrestling.
There you go. So that's something I hadn't really thought of. It is in the regional era.
Would you put that where you have Terry Funk and Lubbock, Texas, and Jimmy Crockett wrestling.
Jim Crockett, that's right.
So yeah, you have all these different regional wrestling. When Vince McMahon is actually he's trying to create.
And he was from the Northeast, correct?
He is.
He's from New England. So I see what you're saying. I hadn't really thought too much about that, but this is very much why they call it Southpaw Regional Wrestling. And I'm not gonna lie, this is very much dawning on me at this moment. Oh, that's why this is important, because it is literally when there were like 6 or 7 different regions of professional wrestling.
Well, we look at this at 87, so we're looking at WrestleMania 1 actually happened in 85, so we're looking at 2 years after this, where they're trying to survive, where they're trying to promote lethal leap year.
Who is?
Southpaw Regional
Wrestling is, in fact, trying to promote lethal leap year, which, interestingly enough, is coming out WrestleMania 3, which is probably the one WrestleMania that has the biggest
that is with Hulk Hogan and Andre the Giant.
I don't think I've ever heard of these two people.
Andre the Giant.
I don't think I've ever heard of these two wrestlers. I don't know what you're talking about.
Anybody want a peanut? Yes, he was in Princess. He in Princess Diaries.
Did you say penis?
Peanut.
Excuse me.
Yes.
So we've got Southpaw Regional Wrestling. Good call. And
which happens.
Yes.
Right here, live on Closed Circuit Television.
The Closed Circuit Television.
February 29th, 1987.
This is key. This is very key.
It is very key.
Now, this is very spoiler-ish because we're just going to run through real quick.
Yeah, we are.
All the notes that we took. And, look, if you didn't hear, paper wrestling, Anavrin has got, fucking pages of notes.
Pages.
And, real quick, we're just gonna start running through it. So we're gonna assume that you've seen it. If you haven't seen it, again, stop, pause, take a minute, and you're gonna go ahead and go to I guess WWE on YouTube is the page that has it, right?
Yeah, that's.
You're gonna look at Southpaw Regional Wrestling. It's fantastic, and we're gonna count down 80 billion ways that it's fantastic. So get ready. Here we go. Notes. Episode 1.
Episode 1 starts with
intro.
Tex Ferguson.
Tex Ferguson. Now I'm gonna just throw a quick intercession real quick. Apparently, this is something these guys do to fuck around in the background, backstage. They literally do this to f with each other, and just cut promos and do all kinds of ridiculous shit with each other. And this character, who you're about to introduce, Gallows.
Gallows is
it Luke?
It's Gallows.
Whatever. Gallows from Gallows and Anderson, the Bullet Club. No one cares what their first fucking names are.
No one cares.
No, these guys. So it starts intro. Fucking Gallows is going, and he's wearing this stupid members only jacket that is straight up out of the 80s. It says Ribera Steakhouse. I'd be interested to see what their steaks taste like. We've got some really good steakhouses here.
Might be nice.
It might be nice. It's delicious. Ribera. R-I-B. B as in boy. Don't forget that. Ribera Steakhouse. Delicious, I'm sure. But he's rocking that sucker coming out of a, Z28 Camaro? He's not effing around, man.
He is not.
He's not?
And he calls out. Well, he doesn't really call out.
He absolutely calls out.
Does he call out?
He calls out.
Too bad.
Chad, too bad. Now, look. Chad, too bad. Anderson. Carl Anderson is straight up his teammate, and these are phenomenal characters. I'm going to spoil it right now. You see very little of these two characters, but they're great. Chad Too Bad has phenomenal hair, big glasses, sexy
very,
beard.
very, very wavy, right?
Coiffed, very well coiffed. Yes, it's fantastic hair. These two cats,
which these two they're actually bald, right?
Both actors are supremely bald. I can only hope that when I go bald, which is very soon, that I have a skull as well defined and sexy as theirs.
They do have a nice head of
hair. They've got phenomenal bald heads. I'm very jealous of the smoothness. I'm very contoured, as you can tell. Much like, well, I'm not going to get into it. But we've got these two cats. They're and it's not even dueling promos. It's really just Gallows, aka Tex Ferguson, who again. I'm going to put AKA Sex Ferguson was apparently what his character's name was backstage. But, Tex is a little more, I guess, less seductive.
Well, we start with Tex Ferguson.
Tex Ferguson.
Yeah. Doing I thought it was a sneeze, and they're like, it's a spit.
It's a spit. He spits, and they replay it 3 times. Well, 2 times.
Pa, pa, pa. Pa, yeah.
Weird, because they do some awesome, 80s cuts. There's no reason. Cut this
I love the 80s aspect of it.
Oh, it's fantastic. And look, I was born in the 80s, so I've got very little to say about it. But it is phenomenal. This is great. This is very, very funny. It's well cut. It's supposed to make you go, what the fuck? And that's really what a lot of 80s media was. Like, if you go back and watch Charles Bronson or fucking Chuck... what the fuck is this guy? Who's the guy? The guy... Roundhouse Kicks. Excuse me. Look, Chuck Norris. That motherfucker gives a roundhouse kick like no one's. You watch these motherfuckers, ridiculous. You can see like Under Siege when you've got a weird karate guy. I don't know. I'm way too drunk to recall anyone's names at this point. I always thought that was really funny listening to podcasts. Nope. This is exactly what happens. So we've got yeah, thanks. And Anavrin's laughing his ass off away from the mic. Piece of shit. So we've got all these cats in the 80s, and you know what? It's a golden time for action movies because no one gives a fuck about the science or whatever. This is just as bad. These motherfuckers. Look, Tex Ferguson gives a ridiculous fucking promo. He's talking about how Chad Too Bad is jealous of every fucking thing that he does. In which case, he talks about his baby gator boots because it's cut out of the bellies of baby gators.
Baby gators.
Look, baby gators, that's funny enough. But what I gotta ask is it just as bad as baby seals? I mean, they're definitely not as cute. It's close. But baby seals definitely gotta outstrip baby gator boots, right?
Gators are definitely better for boots, from what I'm told.
I mean, you say this. However, have you ever had baby seal boots?
I have never had seal, gator. I think it's just been what?
Okay, so it's safe to say you've never ever had a pair of boots. So
whoa. I'm from Texas.
That's right, we are from Texas.
I have boots. You have boots?
Not now.
We need to get you some boots. Alligator boots.
They're way too expensive.
Or no. Now, since you're yelling that,
I got baby seal boots. There you go. So anyway, so he's talking about how Chad Too Bad is just envious of every fucking thing he has. New car, baby gator boots, all that, blue spandex tights, all that shite. It's fantastic. Then we cut to the studio. We get to Lance Catamaran, alright?
Lance.
Oh, and Chet Cheddarfield. Who is not a fan of Chet Cheddarfield? He's like my number 1 favorite at this point. Look, JR is all-time greatest in terms of commentating, and I'm gonna tell you right now, we're just gonna interrupt this for thoughts go out to JR because there's some very trying times and for that gentleman, very sad times. We're recording this at the time. Apparently his wife passed away, and our hearts go out to him because that shit's
with
deep.
you, JR.
Damn straight. If look, I want to yell like at the very end of this, like subscribe and whatnot. No, fuck that. If you have to, send a tweet to at JR's Barbecue, which I think is all letters, at JRSBBQ, and let him know that you care, because that guy is phenomenal, and that's some really shitty shit to be happening. But at this point, like Chet Cheddarfield, he's drunk as fuck, like I am at this point. And
whiskey drinker.
Look, he's stirring a whiskey sour or something with his pipe half the time, which is fan-fucking-tastic. But I'm more interested in Lance Catamaran, who is played by John Cena, and he keeps talking about Utica, New York, which I think is funny only because he constantly says he's only there 6 weeks. What the fuck?
I see that very, very Ron Burgundy.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, he got some inspiration from that. Utica, New York. I've never been there. Have you?
Absolutely, I've been. No, I don't have a beach house there. Fuck you.
Is that north, south? We don't know.
It doesn't matter. It's in New York. New York's not that big. We're in fucking Texas. Who cares?
Texas is big.
Texas is big.
Texas big. So, JR. No, wait, not JR.
Oh, you just fucked it up. But I gotta look. I'm gonna go with this. Fucking Lance Catamaran is talking about Utica, New York. He's talking about it fondly. 6 weeks. 6 weeks, 36 days. And he mentions this later. It's fucking ridiculous. My whole point is, in the very first episode, he talks about paying people. What? What does that even mean? Is that a cover? Are people actually, like, remembering him in Utica? Do people give a fuck about him being in Utica? I don't know. I mean, I guess that's beside the point at this point. Chet Cheddarfield, though, is one of, like, the unsung heroes of Southpaw Regional Wrestling. And not because he's necessarily great or memorable, but because he's so ridiculous. He's, and I hate to say this, but the balding, drinking co-host, at this point, I kind of feel like that. And not really because I'm balding as much. The drunk part, definitely. I'd clink. I'd toast to this, but that's not the way to do this. But we've got that segment where fucking Lance Catamaran and Chet Cheddarfield are doing their thing. So Lance Catamaran is like fucking paying people, I guess, to talk about him with fond memories. I don't know. I think it's a cover. So I don't really know what's going on with that. But we're not worried about it because it was only, again, 6 weeks in Utica. But we're back in the studio at this point, which is weird because immediately, like, again, which is funny because, well, okay, I'm trying to organize my thoughts here. It's weird because they immediately cut back to the champion, John Johnson. Now, the champion, John Johnson, is played by TJP.
TJ Perkins.
TJ Perkins, which is fantastic because he has this, and look, I don't know much about comedy, obviously, at this point, but he is, he's forgotten his championship belt in the locker room. Right, and the referee is Chip something. I don't know. Apparently he's played by a real referee, which I guess lends to the authenticity.
Clint.
No. Clint is Chris Jericho.
Oh, Chip is the referee.
Clint is the commentator that's with him. The Renee Young.
If you may.
Yeah, exactly. He's the Renee Young of Southpaw Regional
Yes,
Wrestling.
he left his belt in the locker room.
Which is really weird because who does that? Which actually leads me to another thought: is who wanders an airport with a championship belt showing? That's really weird. Oh, you did that.
I did do that.
You did. And what happened?
A WrestleMania 31, I did purchase a WWE World Championship.
It is a World Championship, yeah.
That's just something you can't leave in your luggage, I guess.
No, apparently you can't have that exposed because apparently people see the belt and immediately think you're a professional wrestler.
It's quite flattering at the moment.
It is a little flattering. I'm not gonna lie. It is incredibly flattering to the person who has it because they're like, "Oh,
yes." Yeah, so I was leaving the San Jose airport.
San Jose Airport, which is in California, for those of you
this is
who are geographically disinclined.
I was at WrestleMania 31, and I had my belt,
which was in California.
Which is funny enough. I had the Money in the Bank right next to me.
Oh, sweet Jesus!
So if anybody tried to pit me, I can just take it back immediately. So
but you are not actually in the WWE, right?
No. I am at no part a part of the WWE.
In no way, shape, or form is he employed by or part of the WWE. But he had the Money in the Bank briefcase, which was painted gold at this point. And the WWE, I guess, is it just the WWE Championship?
It is now the SmackDown Championship.
Which is just WWE
exactly
Championship.
So okay. I'm here at I'm actually at believe I'm already in Phoenix at this point.
Okay.
I'm in the flight that's going back home here to El Paso. And some people come up to me and they're like, hey, you have that championship belt. What's going on with that? And I told them, oh, I'm here. I have this belt. And they're like, whoa, WrestleMania was this weekend, wasn't it? And I'm like, yeah, this was WrestleMania week. You won the belt? You won this championship belt? And I was like, not really agreeing to whatever they say. Let me take a picture.
How shady you don't tell them I just bought this thing?
You know what? I didn't
because if you look, I'm not gonna lie. If you said I just bought this thing, I'm pretty sure there would be like the $1 Million Man and taking a picture anyway. I'm just saying it's a little shady.
I want it to be interesting. I did not agree, but I did not disagree. So some people took some pictures, and they're like, "Oh yeah, my son watches wrestling religiously. They'll know exactly who you are." I'm like, "No, they won't.
No, they will not." And I gotta tell you, I don't know what disgusts me more: the fact that you did that, or the fact that we're watching Shawn Michaels fight the Undertaker right now. And Shawn Michaels just missed a moonsault off the turnbuckle to the outside.
That one hurts.
Yeah, it made
That's why you're saying which one hurts
absolutely,
more.
it made my balls.
That one hurts more.
And, yeah. We just saw the replay.
Yep, another replay.
Oh, no, we're not paying attention to that one.
That was kind of far off.
Yeah, it's fine.
Just like me with the wrestling.
Just like him with wrestling. He is not in the WWE.
Well, you know what? I did have a short backyard wrestling stuff, but that's beside the point.
Yeah, we all had a stint in backyard wrestling. If you're like 30 years old, how could you not at this point? So anyway, I have questions about Lance Catamaran in
South Paul
Regional Wrestling. It's fucking ridiculous. But they cut to the segment of John Johnson. Now Clint with the mic. I think Clint, who's played by Chris Jericho, has some sort of inferiority complex. He refuses to let anyone else touch the mic.
It is exactly true. He yells.
He does in fact start yelling because they cut back
the world's champion.
They cut back to... He is the world champion. He cuts back to the studio, and in the studio, Lance Catamaran, a.k.a. John Cena, says, yeah, we can. We will. We are. All right, we're going back. So they go back, and it's John Johnson again. Clint is just yelling at him about the mic. You don't have to touch the mic. You don't have to hold the mic. And you're a novice for doing so. Which actually is most of our interactions between myself and Anavrin right now. So, stop it. Stop. All right?
Stop.
So we've got that going on. They come back to the studio. I'm exhausted at this point, is all I'm saying.
It is. And then it goes to episode 2 of Southpaw Wrestling. At this
Not
point.
quite yet, actually. It goes back to Chad Too Bad before it cuts out. Now, Chad Too Bad is in the warehouse, and he's talking to Tex Ferguson about...
Oh, that is true.
It is true. It cuts back to him, and he's talking about why he had to leave Tex Ferguson. He's not jealous. It's more about Tex just taking him for granted. Now, I gotta ask, he's cutting this promo in front of some shitty old muscle car. I have to ask, did he cut this promo in front of a car they found in the fucking warehouse? Like, what the fuck is going on with that? They didn't buy this car, did they? And look, okay, it could be a masterpiece, but it looks like a piece of shit. Chad Too Bad, he's cutting this promo in front of some piece of shit black and brown car. I don't know what the fuck it is. But he's doing that, and he's like talking about how he's the sexiest guy in Southpaw Regional. He starts pulling his shirt down to show his cleavage. Look, I'm not homophobic at all. But he pulls his shirt down. I felt a little uneasy. Is all I'm gonna say. I felt a little uneasy by the way he pulls his shirt down. But Chad's laugh is the best. I'm not gonna even bother trying to imitate it because I got nothing on it. But Chad Too Bad has one of the most ridiculous fucking like evil laughs ever. I'm down. But then they cut to another promo. This is a commercial. This is fucking Pelvis Elsley? Is that what his name is? He is doing a commercial for the Southpaw Regional Wrestling t-shirt. I need this shirt. So we need more of these shirts. We need absolutely more of South Park Regional Wrestling, which turns us to episode 2. That is the end of episode 1. I didn't even give a fuck that Ric Flair did his thing in episode 1. Woo!
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 Woo! Yes.
You're giving a woo back. It's just like a greeting. Hello?
Absolutely. Woo!
Exactly. There you go.
I didn't even bother doing hello. Every time people approach me in the street, they're like, hello, my name is... I'm like, woo!
Woo!
Absolutely. So we hit episode 2 of South Park Regional Wrestling. I believe it starts with Chet mixing his drink with his fucking pipe, which is great because that's how I mix all my drinks. There's no mixing stir or anything like that.
Yes, Chad. That's fun.
Chet Cheddarfield is fun.
Oh, there you go.
Dango, yes, absolutely. Good call. I had a really hard time placing him. I'm like, does Fandango have fucking tattoos? I don't even know. I don't even see that guy on TV enough to know anymore, which is all kinds of shit because that guy's fantastic. He's big, he's strong, he's tall. Fucking Vince McMahon loves big, sweaty men, and that guy's fucking tall, man, is all I'm saying. He's funny, above all else.
I do enjoy some Breezango, which I thought they should have been called Febreze.
I think
copyright infringement.
Yes, copyright infringement.
Exactly.
Which is why they don't call him Febreze. But man, do I wish they'd called him Febreze. Breezango. I'm gonna allow, just because I play a lot of Monster Hunter, free plug. But that fucking game, yeah. Thank you for giving the $1. Fucking no, I play a lot of Monster Hunter. They've got a lot of weird names. Breezango sounds like something you would fight in Monster Hunter. But Lance Catamaran has, and this is a note that I just took right now. He's got all kinds of weird adjectives for Lance Catamaran. I think the first is probably effervescent. Who the fuck uses effervescent? Does anyone even know what effervescent means? I think it means bubbly, is all I'm going to say.
Bubbly.
Bubbly. But I think he means effervescent, which doesn't make any sense, obviously, for, what's his name? Chet Cheddarfield. Because why? Because he's drunk as fuck. And you know what? I'm drunk as fuck. Makes perfect sense. I'm not bubbly.
He's got a good glass of whiskey, though.
Oh, he's got a fantastic glass of... You want some whiskey? I've got some fucking whiskey right over here.
It's always a quarter low.
It is a quarter low.
And you do?
Yeah, absolutely. We got some Maker's Mark here. Free plug. But, excuse me, what we're going for is Lance has fantastic adjectives, which, if you don't pass English, you don't know what an adjective is. It's like a descriptor for... Look, that's not important. Fucking Google it, alright? All I'm going to say is he's got effervescent. Then, when he cuts the promo, when he's cutting out of the studio, he calls him exuberant, which I think is a little more ironic, only because Chet Cheddarfield's fucking passed out at this point. He's not doing shit.
He's pretty much drunk all the time.
Just like me. Absolutely. But then we cut to this segment where we got Big Bartholomew. Now, what strikes you about Big Bartholomew?
I love his
it.
Southern country promo mixed with a little bit of Russian accent. If any of you don't know, it is Rusev.
Look, I am a total asshole because at this point I'm wondering, does Rusev does he have a fucking accent? Or is he playing that up for the promo? I don't even know at this point. I don't know. I mean, I don't even follow this asshole on Twitter, so does he? Is he actually from Bulgaria? I don't know. This is where kayfabe kicks in. Do you know what kayfabe is? Google it. I don't care to fucking talk about that shit. But look, man. The whole time he's cutting this promo, he's got his hands in his overalls. Why does he have it in his overalls? There's no pocket. I mean, there are pockets on the outside. He's got it. Is he holding his dick?
Keeps his junk warm.
Yeah. Obviously, if I had my hand around my dick, it'd be warm all the time. But you know what? I don't need to do that. Much less do people want to see that. All I'm saying is he's got his hands in his fucking overalls. Does that make you feel weird at all? I mean, you have your hand on your dick at all times. But it's not on the dick. It's outside the pants. Motherfucker. Chickens. He eat chickens.
Chickens.
Alright, look. I'm fine with that. But then you cut to the commercial where they immediately go to Ric Flair. Woo! Woo! Crispy! Woo! Tangy!
Woo!
Woo! What is it, crunchy?
Woo!
I don't know. I don't even know what the third thing they say is. Woo! But he's in multiple times. Fucking Ric Flair. What does it say? Not
KFC, Georgia Gold.
No, Kentucky Gold.
Kentucky.
Georgia Gold. Thank you. Now, he is plugging the fuck out of KFC.
He is an impersonator.
He is. What does it say? What does it say on the thing?
Official
Ric
Flair impersonator.
Look, man.
But he maintains that he's not Ric Flair.
He maintains he's not Ric Flair. He's Ric Flair. That's fucking phenomenal. That shit makes me laugh so hard.
So, we get up into the Surf Dudes with Attitude.
Surf Dudes with Attitude, who is played by who?
The Ascension.
The fucking Ascension.
I did not know this.
He did not know this. Look,
I had to ask Varek on this.
Look, I'm sitting there watching this like, oh man, that looks like Connor. Holy shit, I think that is Connor. Is that Victor? It literally starts with Pex Flex. If you don't know what Pex Flex is, go ahead and Google it. But it's the fucking promo starts with Pex Flex. It's fucking Victor flexing his I'm trying to flex right now if you don't understand why I'm stuttering my speech. But it's fucking stuttering. It's starting with Pex flexing. It's a close-up. There's straight up nip in this scene. And it is the fucking Ascension trying to plug the Surf Dudes with Attitude. Now, it's not that funny if you don't like the Ascension. As I came from NXT, oh, it's great. These fucking... And Victor has like the worst fucking goatee to... he's got the worst fucking goatee to be a Surf Dude with Attitude. It is literally a trident. It's 3 different goatees coming down as a beard. It's fucking ridiculous. I did that shit in high school. Let me give you a whole... Doesn't work. Chicks do not dig this trident thing going right here.
They do like the beards.
They do like the beards, full beard, which I've got now. Thank you. Don't bother twittering me. Which I'm still not going to give you my Twitter. Doesn't matter.
Hashtag full beard.
Hashtag full beard. So we're going from the Surf Dudes with Attitude, which is like a teaser. It's like, hey, who wants the shining stars of Puerto Rico?
Oh,
no one.
God.
No one. But that doesn't... That's beside the
one.
point. No one wants that. But beside the point, Surf Dudes with Attitude. Alright, so we got Lance Catamaran. So it goes back to the studio, and I love that Lance Catamaran is looking for some sort of help. Some sort of like, hey, help me. I need you to help me sell this. Just like I am with Anavrin here. But what do you get? What do you get? Susan, call me. You get Susan, call me from Chet Cheddarfield.
Susan. I'm
intrigued with this Susan character.
She actually gets called out.
She gets called out later. We'll go there.
Aspects.
So Susan gets called out, but Susan, call me, is Chet Cheddarfield's response right now. So obviously my my fucking no. You're saying to move on. Look, I'm getting a note here from production. Fuck that. We're still on episode 2. We go back to the farm, and you know why this is important? Because fucking Mr. McElroy, who is Tyler Breeze, is on the farm. He bought the farm!
He bought the farm!
He bought the goddamn farm from goddamn Big Bartholomew.
Bart.
Big Bart, right? So he's got this fucking he's got this farm now. I've got to ask. The mustache. It's what they want you to pay attention to. Has there ever been a cell phone that small since like 1990? This is 1987.
Yeah,
that is a really small cell phone.
They should have that gray cell phone at
this asshole should have been plucking it off of a goddamn briefcase charger, whatever the case was back then.
Or the car phone.
Or the car phone. But no, he's got a fairly small cell phone for 1987 is all I'm saying. But
Whoa. She said it was big.
Who said it was big?
She said.
Look, man, you can never go off of what she says.
No.
Because she's obviously a liar. Not that I'm bitter, but...
Don't be bitter. Get on
I am
Twitter.
a little bit. But Susan left with the gardener, is all I'm saying. And
fucking Susan.
Fucking Susan. So we come back to the studio. Susan left with the gardener. Poor Chet Cheddarfield is not feeling it. And we end pretty much on another adjective.
Cliff note.
I mean, I'm giving you all this, like, free of charge, is all I'm saying. But we've got Lance Catamaran saying Chet Cheddarfield's introverted. Accurate? Maybe not, but it's another adjective. I'm liking the way it goes. So, then, like you were saying, we cut to episode 3, right? Episode 3, fantastic. again, for everyone listening, goddamn, I hope you watch this, and I hope you're okay with the spoilers, because we are going nuts. We are going absolutely nuts. So, here we go. So, episode 3 starts. We've got fucking Pelvis Ursley, whatever his name is. We've got Heath Slater doing a massive hip dance. Straight up crotch shot. You know what? I'm not mad at a crotch shot if it's my crotch, really. But I look, if I get the angle of your dangle from watching a promo, I don't think it's okay.
I think it was more of like it's an Elvis thing. So it's Pelvis Wesley, which for me, I got a Harry Potter accent out of it. But Wesley,
are you going with an English accent on Pelvis Wesley?
Well, the Wesley aspect out of it.
Wesley, yeah, okay, I'll allow
Wesley.
that. Wesley, it's Wesley. We've got a tea with Wesley. Yeah, all right.
Well, not with those crotch shots, because that was all
gratuitous. I think I saw the contour of his dick
for 20 seconds.
Which, look, if he's gonna be flapping his dick around for 20 seconds, I've got to actually see dick. I don't want to see the fucking contour of it. All right. Southpaw gets taken off for technical difficulties because. I mean, any number of reasons. You take it in, episode 1, you've got Clint being a straight-up, I guess, dick. He's a piece of shit. So, this one, also taken off of technical difficulties. But you come back, and what do you see? Lucha, lucha, lucha. And look, Hispanic, I'm all for lucha.
La barba.
La barba.
Grande.
You didn't roll your R, fucker.
I suck at that.
It's fine.
It's a 12-man battle
What does it mean?
royal.
What does it mean? If you were La Barba Grande.
Oh, I thought you meant if you can roll your R's.
No, that's not it. Alright, he obviously doesn't know what it means.
No, I'm not going to get on that aspect. Go ahead.
What it means is the big beard. Now, Anavrin, who did you think that was under the mask? I want to hear your thoughts. Comment below. Put that shit down there. Tell me who the fuck it is. School me like the little kid that I am who doesn't understand shit about wrestling, which I'm sure everyone's going to tell me about. But La Barba Grande is the big beard. That motherfucker, I want to see his entrance into Southpaw Regional Wrestling Season 2. But we cut from there back to Flair. We've got the Flair impersonator, me. Woo! We've got Crunchy. Woo! Tangy. Woo! And whatever the third adjective is. Woo! Yeah, I don't know what the fuck the third one is. I'm sorry. I took multiple notes. I didn't get the third one ever. What the fuck? So, we go from Flair talking about how good KFC is. Real quick side note. I fucking hate chicken. Chickens are gross animals. Bitch at me below in the comments. Thank you. Anyway, so we've got boom back to the studio where fucking Lance Catamaran is talking about Utica again. This piece of shit is talking about Utica and the time he took. Does Utica have any more than 2,000 people living in it?
I have never been there.
So
I would not know.
And say,
but you know what? It's above New York, so I'm guessing 5K?
At best. Look, you say you've never been there. Where's the furthest northeast you've ever been?
Oh, let's go.
Yeah, alright, that's right.
Yeah.
Never have I ever gone
I would
northeast.
say San Francisco, but you know what? Toronto and a couple of months.
I went to Boston and it was full of pieces of shit. So, you know what? I'm taking a stand right here. People in Boston, you hate this? Fuck you. I don't care. Boston was a piece of shit. It was fucking full of snow in March. That's a problem, is all I'm saying, because it's 80 fucking degrees here. It hit 87 degrees last week, and we're in the middle of March. Fuck your face. We're done here. So anyway, we got you don't like me alienating Boston?
We don't have a lot of listeners in Boston. We don't listen to listeners everywhere.
Right, so it doesn't matter. Anyway, fuck off. So we go back to the studio, and Utica is like, I'm not even calling Lance Catamaran. He's Utica to me. So, fucking Tex. Oh, man. They cut to Tex, and this motherfucker has an eye patch on. Why the fuck does this piece of shit have an eye patch on? Didn't Bad News Allen take his fucking
Bad News Allen took his eye patch. I do not know. I might be a little bit drunk. You know what? We'll get into it a little bit. We've been drinking the Stone Cold IPA, but you know what?
Stone Cold IPA.
We actually listened, and he referenced Susie again.
No, I don't think it's the same Susan. Is all I'm saying. He does mention a Susie. I absolutely do not think it is the same Susan. I love the idea that Susan's total whore, and she's like, I'm just gonna fuck every motherfucker in Southpaw Regional Wrestling. That's funny to me. I don't think that's what they're going for.
Hey, you never know. They have those arena rats.
Dude, they changed Sex Ferguson to Tex Ferguson, but I do not think that they are going full on, hey, this is a whore. This is a, what did you call them? Arena rat?
Arena rat.
No, I was not aware of that terminology, but I do not think that's where they were going.
Well, you know what? Tex Ferguson.
So, Tex Ferguson.
Yeah, Freddie Blassie bit off his other ear.
He takes his other eye. He doesn't take the ear.
I think he took the ear.
No, he files down his teeth and takes the other eye.
No. Bad news. Alan took his other eye.
No.
Freddie Blassie took off his ear.
No, you were not paying attention. Fucking Bad News Alan takes the first eye. Freddie Blassie, with his goddamn file teeth, takes the other eye. And boom, he's blind. Tex Ferguson is blind. And he gave Terry Jean a baby, which apparently Chad Too Bad is striking out on. Because he's got Terry Jean, but he couldn't give her the one thing. Good. That fucking Tex Ferguson gave her. Look, alright. That's funny. But it ends with Lance Catamaran. And look, people can bitch about fucking John Cena all they want. That guy can be funny. He's not a shitty wrestler, which is obvious because even when he puts on a show where he gets his ass kicked, he sells the fuck out of it and people love it. People forget how great John Cena can be. Fucking Lance Catamaran. Ever intoxicated, Chet Cheddarfield. More adjectives. Fantastic. So episode 4 hits. It's fantastic. It starts with Mr. McElroy, a.k.a. The Banker. Right?
The Banker. Tyler Breeze.
Tyler Breeze. What? Breeze? Breezy Bella?
Breezy Bella.
We got Breezy Bella
last
at this
week.
point. So, fucking the hair and the mustache are phenomenal. They are falling the entire time this cat's on screen, which is great. He says he's got a chain. He's like, no. I'm not using this chain on you. What do you think, Big Bartholomew? This chain ain't for you.
You're not going to face me.
No. You got to read the fine print. It is the sea creature.
The sea creature!
Right, so I'm like, is this like derivative of the Christmas creature? Is that what it was called? Who was Kane before he was Kane? I think he was the Christmas creature. Doesn't matter. He looked like a big Christmas tree with shit all over him. He fucked people up. So, there was like a woman screaming. I'm like, that's very B-movie-ish. I'm okay with that. I'm okay with it. This is 80s wrestling. Why wouldn't it be like a shitty B-movie? So you got the Christmas creature. My bad. Sea creature. He's gonna fight Big Bartholomew. And then I love that the studio cuts in fucking Lance Catamaran and whatnot. They're like, oh, what's going on? Like, Big Bartholomew, what do you think? And it cuts to Big Bartholomew going like, it's the devil! Oh, Lord! That shit's funny. Because it's like a split second. Fucking retarded. Fucking ridiculous. But you've got like you got Rusev being a piece of shit there going like, what the fuck? Not questioning this. Like, why am I fighting this thing? Just like, oh no. And he's got an accent the whole fucking time, which we kind of touched on before. Why the fuck does he have an accent? Is it playing purposely on the fact that a non-American is all American in this instance?
No, I got that. And I got that he still had that Russian accent.
Does he actually have that accent is my bigger question, I guess.
He does.
He does. For those of you not able to see us, and Anavrin just nodded. He's like, yes, he does in fact have an accent. So, alright. So then we cut from the studio and this whole McElroy, Big Bartholomew thing to Tex Ferguson. Back to Tex Ferguson. Why? Because he not only has lost his other eye to Freddie Blassie with his filed teeth, he has now lost his right arm.
To Greg Valentine.
Why? Because he had him in an armbar for how long?
2 hours.
2 hours. No one survives an armbar for 2 hours, much less from Greg Valentine. Ferguson is, I guess, mistaken in that he thinks that Chad Too Bad is yelling in an earpiece, even though he's literally right next to him yelling at him about why Chad Too Bad is way better and badder. But no, he's literally just yelling in his ear like, "You're a piece of shit. I'm gonna take your fucking title." And he doesn't even have a title. He's just talking about he's gonna beat his ass because he's that badass. And I love the way that whole promo ends. Not just because Chad Too Bad is yelling at Tex Ferguson. I love that it ends with subtitles on the bottom for some reason. Why does it end with subtitles? That doesn't make any sense. We can hear what he says perfectly. He's like, "No, I'm leaving after beating you, son." And it's like, or something to that effect. And it's like, okay, you're beating Tex Ferguson? Oh, okay. That's all he says. That's all he fucking says at the end of the promo. Tex Ferguson starts crying. He starts crying. He's sobbing. Tex Ferguson is sobbing into the goddamn microphone. And it cuts to Lance Catamaran and Chet Cheddarfield in the studio. And you just hear this bawling. You just hear bawling.
For like what, the next 10 minutes?
Oh man, however long the segment is, you hear bawling the whole time. So mad props for keeping that crying the whole... Like, Lance Catamaran is like, what the fuck is going on? Hey, Chet, I know you hear crying in your mind, in your head all the time, but do you hear that? Chet Cheddarfield doesn't answer, obviously. But fucking Lance Catamaran is just like, oh, well, I guess that's what's going on. But it goes from that, where Lance is like disbelieving, to, again, Ric Flair. Woo! Woo! Yes. Crispy. Woo! Woo! Tangy. Woo! Yes, absolutely. And then the third one. Woo! Woo! I don't know what the third one is. I still don't know what the third one is. But it goes from that into them talking very in-depth. This is make or break time. Lethal Leap Year. This, again, make or break time. This is grown-up shit. Their WrestleMania is Lethal Leap Year. 1987. February 29th, right? Woo! Lance Catamaran gets some word off stage. What? What is that? Turns out, there is, in fact... What? In fact, no leap year.
No, not in 1987.
No, and that makes sense. Fucking 1987. Fucking no leap year there. And you've got... Oh my god... You're worrying about the biggest pay-per-view of the year, which started in 1985 with Vince McMahon's WrestleMania. I have no idea what they were doing. Well, okay, look. I say I have no idea what they were thinking. Lance Catamaran has the same fucking idea. He's like, no. What do you mean? There's no leap year this year. He is flabbergasted by the fact that no one in accounting had the forethought to look at a calendar. Makes sense. So at this point, we're at the end of episode 4.
Which ultimately leads to the demise,
theoretically,
of Southpaw Wrestling. Yeah.
You can only hope that we find more tapes of this bullshit. But I gotta tell you, in terms of Southpaw Regional Wrestling, it is fantastic. It is probably one of the funniest things I've seen in a really long time. Not just because it's, not just because it's wrestling, not just because it's off the wall, but because it's a mixture of any number of things. It is fantastic. I say give it a watch if you have not already, which, if you haven't, what are you waiting for, honestly? Southpaw Regional Wrestling, it is literally like 24 minutes. And I can't imagine anyone being disappointed with the result. If you watch the first episode and you don't like it, cut it. That's it.
So, Varek and I have been drinking for a while.
Absolutely.
We have been drinking the Stone Cold Broken IPA.
This is the first time I have drank the Broken Skull IPA. And I gotta tell you, right off the bat, IPA, I believe, is an Indian Pale Ale. Now, Indian Pale Ale is one of those things that I think is like a acquired taste. I don't think there are very many people who just pick up an IPA and love it. Case in point, Anavrin and I have tried quite a few beers in our day. We used to do what we called a 6-pack Sunday, just to broaden our horizons, I guess is the way you'd say it. We would grab a random 6-pack, try it out. There were 3 of us. We would each grab a 6-pack, and kind of rate them, on a 5-star scale. Now, that doesn't make us experts. That just means that we've tried quite a few. And what we've realized after testing quite a few different beers is that we don't really like IPAs all that much. Now, that's really important coming into this, just because the IPA aspect, man, I'm not a big fan. I'm not a fan at all, really, to be honest. But no, IPAs, again, acquired taste. We're just trying to emphasize the fact that it's not something everyone can get into. This particular IPA is actually not offensive. Which is, I guess, kind of a big deal, because most IPAs, I think, are. This, again, is just my opinion. You can tell me how I'm an unsophisticated piece of shit. That works. Hit me in the comments. Again, this is just Varek telling you how much of a piece of shit he is. But I do not like IPAs generally. This IPA did not piss me off or make me spit out like someone said something funny as I was drinking it. So, it's actually really robust. It has a nice smell to it. It was not offensive to me. I do not have these fond feelings towards this beer. It does not piss me off, which is a good thing. But man, it's hoppy. It's sharp. That's fine. If you're into IPAs, give it a chance. It'll be good. But me, I do not like IPAs.
Alright, so that brings us to...
Eye contact? You are drunk as fuck?
WrestleMania 33.
So bottom of the card, we're looking at WrestleMania 33 is tag team action?
Tag team action between the Usos versus American Alpha. Ready?
No.
Willing?
No.
Gable.
I'll allow it, but still no. I think that pulling them up from NXT was a big, big mistake. Not that they're not one of the more talented tag teams in SmackDown. Just like, no, they're definitely not as charismatic as some of the others. I mean, I think it was Beauty and the Man Beast's time to shine. And no, they took it away. So, you've got like the Usos, who I've never liked, ever. I didn't give a fuck when they were colorful. I didn't give a fuck when they had the fiery entrance. Fuck those guys. Now that they're bad, meh, they're okay. But no, I'm like, you got Beauty and the Man Beast. You've got the Ascension, who I think you should have worked for. You definitely should have worked with the Vaudevillains. I loved the Vaudevillains in NXT. Oh man, like you can hate the Vaudevillains all you want in SmackDown.
They were good,
but in NXT they were great. And I've got to tell you, like, even Breezango, is that what we're calling him? Breezango. Breezango in SmackDown should be good. And I like their stupid fashion police thing, because I love them just issuing tickets to people like, you look ridiculous. As ridiculous as they look, I love the idiosyncratic part of that. So look, do I agree with this tag team championship match or whatever the fuck? I don't even know if it's on SmackDown. It's probably going to be on the pre-show. No, I don't agree with it, and I think that the Usos should definitely retain, because fuck it, they've already fucked up booking. At this point, there's no reason American Alpha should walk away with the belts.
Alright, we go next to the SmackDown Women's Championship. Alexa Bliss, she's very cute.
She's very, very, very cute.
Versus the entire SmackDown roster,
who is also very, very, very cute.
Possibly.
Well, I mean, aside from Natalia, who I'm not fond of, but I mean that's mainly because she's a crazy cat lady.
Right. Rather than going,
it's not just purely physical. It's because she's a crazy cat lady.
Exactly. Rather than going with Becky Lynch, who is some very good thought. No, I will love Becky Lynch.
Becky Lynch is probably one of the prettiest women on the whole roster. I'm not even going to say just SmackDown's. Which, okay, look, sounds sexist. I'm going to leave it at, that doesn't matter. I just noticed it.
So, let's go into the Raw Tag Team Championship.
Did we finish on our women's
No, we did.
No, we didn't, but that's all right.
Luke Gallows and Carl Anderson versus Enzo Amore and Big
Look,
Cass versus Cesaro and Sheamus.
I would really appreciate if you just called them Bullet Club, first off. Just call them a Bullet Club. Everyone knows they're the Bullet Club. If you don't know they're the Bullet Club, then you fucked up and didn't know how to Google. All I'm going to say is fucking Bullet Club. If you ask me who has to have a WrestleMania moment, it's fucking Bullet Club. Why? Because you made them look like pussies when you brought them in. And I say you because I obviously had nothing to do with it. All I'm saying is like Bullet Club needs to look dominant. And if anyone's going to look dominant, it's got to be Bullet Club. They've got to be brought back. Because, again, months after months of them being brought in, you made them look like slackers or assholes. It's fine that you wanted them to be funny, but man, no. 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 You do not make the Bullet Club look like pussies and then leave them looking like pussies. You've got to make them look dominant, and you do not have them job out to Cesaro and Sheamus, who are fine. I guess they're fine. Gallows and Anderson. Gallows and Anderson are great. I think they should definitely be pushed more. You made them look like pussies the first couple months they were out. They need to get brought up to everyone else's standard, at least. That's all I'm saying.
So what do you think about a triple threat instead of a regular match?
For the tag team titles?
Yes, sir.
I think it's a cop-out. I think that you should never do that, and yet they did it. Which isn't nearly as bad as some of the shit they've done. But, you know, it's fine for what it is. Cesaro and Sheamus, they're great. But they're just great. They're not a tag team. They're just cool characters. And when you go with, who the fuck else are they facing?
Enzo
and Cass. Love Enzo and Cass. But it gets tiring. I'm tired of Enzo. Not so much of Cass, but that's because he doesn't talk so much. It's fine. They're okay. But it's really Sheamus and Cesaro that I think are trying. I'm just like, they're not a tag team. Take them away. They're not a tag team. You gave them the titles because you want to show them, we care about you on Raw. They're not a tag team. Just fucking give them belts. Make them the Universal Champion and the United States Champion. Fuck off. Go on.
Alright. I think that's said what needs to be said. Alright, we're going towards AJ Styles, the phenomenal one. Versus Shane McMahon.
Fucking hate it. Fuck that noise.
You hate it.
Get it out of here. There's no reason someone as exceptional or phenomenal is like, there's no reason they should be facing Shane McMahon. I'm okay with the idea that Shane McMahon is an attraction, but no, AJ Styles, should not be facing anyone other than the uppermost tier. We just heard a rumor that HBK turned down a match for AJ Styles at WrestleMania.
That's true.
That is fucked up. Because if HBK should have come back for anyone, it should have been for AJ Styles. I would have been okay with that. Doesn't matter how they put that together. I'm just like, Shane McMahon? No. Absolutely not. He should not have wrestled Undertaker last year. He should not be wrestling AJ Styles this year. It almost sounds like Vince McMahon is just throwing him bones to be like, yeah, you're my son. You deserve the best. Here you go. No! Absolutely not. Fuck that noise. Shane McMahon should lose again. And this match should not have happened.
I do see AJ Styles winning in this one.
Yeah? You don't say?
Yeah. Alright, so the next belt that we're going to go with, which would be the Intercontinental Championship with Dean Ambrose versus Corbin. Corbin, I really don't give a shit about.
Look, Corbin Dallas. What? No, that's not his name. It's fucking Baron Corbin. Look, Baron Corbin, meh. I say meh. He was okay in NXT. I don't think he should have been moved up. I'm going to try not let that influence my decision, but I'm going to call in a prediction that Baron Corbin does in fact win this match. Not because I want him to, but because they want to like fuck with Dean Ambrose and want to expand the IC title picture. So Baron Corbin is winning this match.
I see it happening as well, sir. All right,
clean.
I see it clean, very.
Oh, all right, clean. I say not so clean.
United States Championship between Chris Jericho and Kevin Owens.
Kevin Owens all the way. We know that Fozzie's going on tour and whatnot. So, absolutely no way Jericho retains this title. And if he does, he's going to lose it like the next night on Raw. So, KO all the way! KO!
So, the next match we have is Seth freaking Rollins.
Seth freaking Rollins. Oh shit! I like the way you did that.
Versus Triple H right there going in. No holds barred.
Absolutely no way Triple H comes out on top of this. He, I think, is finally understanding that he's gotta push the new talent as opposed to squashing it like a piece of shit.
Alright, so you see some old Joe McFoley action happening?
No, absolutely not. I think that Triple H finally understands he's gotta just let it go. And yeah, Triple H, I think, clean lets it go.
Next topic, though.
Yeah.
Bayley versus Charlotte Flair versus Sasha Banks versus Nia Jax. And you're groaning about...
Really, a fatal 4-way. I mean, it's one thing to have a fatal 4-way, but it's another to have it come out after the SmackDown Invitational where there's 5 women in it. Or 6, depending on who you listen to. I think Naomi's coming back for it. But I'm like, no. You think that you're doing something cool by putting 4 women in that title match? Nah, it's not cool. It's really a shitty move to do. And let's just call it at Charlotte retaining or Charlotte taking the title and being like, I'm the 2-time WrestleMania bitch. And get the fuck out of here.
WrestleMania.
Yeah, I mean, I already mentioned, if you didn't hear, that they fucked up the whole Bayley push. So, fuck yeah. Charlotte all the way.
Alright. There you have it. Alright, so we have the WWE Championship. Yes. Bray Wyatt versus Randy Orton.
Fuck that. Randy Orton takes it because... Vince McMahon doesn't like anyone under 6'4" to have a belt. So, Bray Wyatt's losing it. Not because I want him to, just because the creative is a piece of shit. So, no, Randy Orton's taking that fucking belt. And it's bullshit, and Bray Wyatt should retain, but whatever.
I am Anavrin316.
This is Varek.
And we will see you after WrestleMania weekend.